Good morning. Good morning. And as you get here, make sure you say hello. And I'm going to do a couple of things really quick. So let me hit go live on this. Let's see if it's working. All right. And then come back over here. I got a lot of irons on the fire this morning, or I'm trying to have a lot of irons in the fire. So hold on a second. Let me pull everything up that I need to. Uh, Hold on a second. Good morning, Raina. Good to have you here. All right. So I had to streaming on Instagram today, and it's a little bit different. I have to go onto Instagram and whatever. But ah, it's such an amazing day. I had some different things that came to my mind this morning that I created an affirmation and a journal prompt, and we will see who this helps and who is excited about this one. But a lot of times it's like, oh, I must have dripped some of my coffee on my shirt, but hey, that's okay. It'll eventually dry, right? All right, so let me go ahead and get started with this affirmation because it has a really, I don't know, it has an odd reason why I actually created this one. And so it's just one of those stories, all right? So hold on a second and I'll get to it. All right. So today's affirmation is I let go of old behaviors that no longer serve me with ease. And the with ease part is my favorite part of it, right? But the reason that this one came to me, and this may not fit like for you like it does for me, but I have a pair of shoes that I bought because someone was wearing some like it, and um, they're like these slip-ons that look almost kind of like sneakers, but they're not sneakers, and they have this padding in there. And she was telling me how amazingly comfortable they were. And for those of you that know me, I have this thing about as I've gotten older, I'm really focused on my feet, right? Because a lot of people, as they get older, like I said, this is a long explanation, but a lot of people, as they get older, they they lose their ability to be limber and to walk and things, and a lot of it comes down to their feet. Because if you look at most people's feet, they have a lot of bunions, they have hammer toes, they have all kinds of stuff going on, right? And most of that comes from us putting our feet into shoes that are not meant for people's feet, right? And for years and years and years, I've wore heels. I've wore the really, if it pinched my feet, as long as it looked good, I didn't care, right? Well, that has changed. That's the one thing that has changed about me. And so I'm really cognitive of what things do to my feet now because I do these stretching. And since I've been stretching my toes and massaging and doing all these things, my feet have gotten a little bit wider. But if you look at babies, their feet are very wide because it helps them to be able to navigate the ground, right? And so we end up putting their feet in shoes, and then they don't have the ability to navigate in the same way. So anyway, I know this sounds like it has nothing to do with this, right? So yesterday I saw those shoes and we were going to go to the grocery store, and I don't wear them very often because the toe box is not as wide as what I would like. But I like the shoes. So I wore those shoes and they felt good when I put them on. We went to the grocery store, we did a few things. I come home. Well, last night, and I recognize that this has happened before the last time that I wore them, right? But last night I kept waking up with these cramps in my feet to where I kept having to massage my feet and do all kinds of things and stretch them and try to get them back into place because obviously these shoes had compressed them and it bothered them more than I could tell, right? And so what this means is maybe there's a place in your life that you've got a pair of shoes that you think are amazing and you love these shoes, but when you wear them, they don't serve you. They are compressing you, and they're making you sore and giving you cramps and doing all these things, but they look good and you keep them. Mine have gone into the donation box this morning. But I got to thinking about that. We do that in our lives, right? We have habits that we do, the things that we say, the people we hang out with. There's a lot of things we do habitually. And because over time it's become part of who we are, we're comfortable with it, even if it's one of the things that holds us back. And I don't know if that's something that you deal with right now, but it is something that was coming to my mind as I was doing. I got up, I don't know how many times during the night with cramps in my feet and massaging and stretching. And so when I got up this morning and I realized that it was those shoes, that it had happened the last time, but I didn't connect it. Last time it happened, I thought maybe I didn't have enough water, maybe I didn't this, maybe I didn't that. But now I see it hadn't happened since then. And yesterday, or this morning, last night, it happened because of those shoes. And so there's so many times in our lives that we have things that we are used to doing, or maybe they feel good in the moment, but they hurt us later. Whether it's with our relationships, our personal lives, our self-care, which that's a big thing. Remember, that's one of the things that we really work on in this group, Make Lasting Change, is our self-care. And so I want you to just kind of think about it. And just this actual affirmation would be really, really good for you, especially if this sounds like you, because this sounds like me, is I let go of old behaviors that no longer serve me with ease. So put that on your sticky note, your index cards, put it on your mirror with a chalk marker like I do. Put it as a screensaver on your phone. Whatever you need to do to get it in where you visually see it. Yeah, definitely. And it's funny, the things that will bring something into my mind about all this, right? Stupid shoes. And it wasn't that long ago this shirt was one, right? It's kind of funny that I'm wearing this shirt the day I talk about the shoes. But the thing is put it wherever you can see it. And make sure that you say it to yourself. And even if you don't believe it in the moment, maybe just kind of imagine a life or a time that maybe that is true. Maybe that is you, that you can let go of old behaviors that no longer serve you with ease. To me, that's my favorite part. I said with ease, because you can trudge through and make things happen, but when it easily happens, beautiful, right? All right, so now let me get to the journal prompt. Ooh, man, I'm moving fast today. What's that about? All right. The journal prompt. All right. So the journal prompt, make a list of the behaviors that no longer serve you. And what's new behavior? I should have said what's a new behavior, or what are new behaviors can you adopt in its place? Because when we take something away, we have to put something in its place, because we are habitual creatures. And if you just make a void, we're going to revert back to that to put things in place, right? So once you make the list of the behaviors that you have, and sometimes it's really hard to see them. So you might have to take some time to really think about it. And one of the things I like to say is that if you'll take, write this down on your journal or your notebook, and just take a few minutes to think about that. And then close your eyes, set a timer for 10, 15 minutes, and just sit in silence where that is in your thoughts. That make a list of behaviors. So you would just say, as you sit there in silence, you would say, what are the behaviors that I have that no longer serve me? What are the behaviors that no longer serve me? And as you're doing that, your mind's going to just kind of go all over the place. And when you recognize that it's doing that, then just come back to that phrase. Or what I like to do is listen to sounds that I might hear and just label them, and then or come back to my breath, because your subconscious mind is really thinking about that now because you've posed it a question, right? And our subconscious mind loves to answer questions. And so if you give it a question, so the questions that we ask are powerful questions, right? Or are powerful on our subconscious mind. So when you're thinking of what are the behaviors that I have currently that are no longer serving me, and you sit in silence with that, and like I said, if your mind wanders and you want to come back to the question, do that. Sometimes what helps is to let the question go, and let your subconscious mind just work its magic, and then just sit in silence. Recognize and label things. Like sometimes when I'm sitting there, I'll label that I can hear somebody's leaf blower outside. I will label the ceiling fan. I have, and I've told you before, I have some copper, a copper bowl that has chimes in it, and it's a fountain, and these chimes hit and ding, ding, ding. I love it, love it, love it. And so I will label my chimes. So there, anything that you hear, you can label it. And even, if it's that someone is talking somewhere, it just takes you out of your head so much into the present moment, so that you're not, reverting back to the past or daydreaming about the future. You're in the moment. And then your subconscious mind is really focused on that question. And then when your timer goes off, just get your pen, your pencil, whatever. It's got a piece of fuzz, and just write whatever comes up. And sometimes it sounds like something that's not even relevant. It doesn't matter. Just write everything down. Just brain dump as much as you can, and then look at it. Once you finish, look at it and then say, what are the ones that I recognize? And then maybe come back to the other ones, because obviously your subconscious mind thinks that they're a behavior that doesn't serve you. And so it gives you the opportunity to communicate with your heart, with your subconscious mind, and evaluate things a little bit more. And then once you've figured out what those behaviors are, what do you want to replace them with? And you can pick something that is close, just a more positive version of it. Or maybe it's something totally different. And this is something that I help my clients with quite a lot, with changing these behaviors, because I'm a habit change expert. And the thing is that we can't create a new habit on top of an old one. And that's why we have to let certain things go. It's kind of like the thing, if you go and you buy a new sofa and they come to deliver it, and you say, well, just put it on top of the old one, they're going to think you're crazy. For one thing, it's kind of hard to do. And the other thing is, how would you be able to use either one of them, right? And if we're not removing the old behavior for the new one, then we're kind of doing the same thing. We're trying to adopt a new behavior when we haven't let the one that is holding us back go. Hold on just a second. Sorry, I have some allergies and I didn't want to cough in your ear. Wouldn't be nice, right? So, does that make sense, Raina? I know you're here right now, and so does that make sense to you that you remove the old behavior and put the new one in? Ah, maybe, I don't know, maybe Raina's not here any longer. I don't know. It's like I can't, it's not something that I can tell. I'm trying to see. And the thing is that oh yes. Ah, perfect, perfect. I'm so glad. The and like I said, I help clients with this all the time because it's not always easy to see in yourself. I mean, hell, I have a coach because I can't see things in myself all the time. I mean, I can write this stuff out and I can do all these things, but it's almost like how we can give advice to others, we can see what they need to do, but maybe we're not seeing what would really benefit ourselves. And so I have a coach that helps me with that while I help you guys, right? Because no matter how much training you've had, you can be um, a little blind with your own behaviors. Yes, yes, definitely makes a lot of sense to remove, um, but also replace. Yes, definitely. And so I'm streaming this out to several places, and this starts with the group Make Lasting Change. I'm so grateful that you're part of the group, Raina. And so, anybody that is watching or listening that likes these morning journal prompts and affirmations and some of the things that we do in the group, then definitely come and join the group because we do more things in the group. And Monday, we do more, and I don't share that one out. That is just for the group. And so, if you're interested in being part of this amazing community, because it is a great community, we share, we collaborate, we help each other, and it's amazing to see. And our daily action is to go in and put our hashtag peachy vibes, our self care for the day. And it has come to a lot of people have really loved the affirmations and journal prompts so much that that is actually part of some people's self care is to do the affirmations and the journal prompts. So if you're interested in being part of the group and you want to experience all this, and we have experts that come in, sometimes I share it out, sometimes I don't. But like I have a great expert coming in tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. And she's actually a feng shui expert, energy expert. So it's like I like to say teaches feng shui with a twist. So it is so much different. It's so much more than feng shui and where you place things. It's the energy behind it. And she can actually work with you remotely via Zoom and tell you what to do with your space and what's blocking you and holding you back. And so she's going to be live. Kristen, yes, 8 p.m. Eastern. And so she's going to be here live, and I am going to stream this out. However, she has graciously offered to coach one person from the Make Lasting Change group live on Zoom. And the thing that I'm so excited about that is, I will be honest, I talked about this a little bit yesterday. I have done a few other things where we did on my podcast or we did things live, and I let them coach me so that you could see how it works, right? And I almost did that. And then I thought, oh, it would be so delicious to be able to share that with somebody in the community. So anybody that is signed up and is going to be there live, they're in the running, so to speak, to win the coaching session. And I will be asking, tomorrow as we get on, the people that are in the group, if you want to be part of it, I'm going to tell you something that you can do to make sure that you are in the running, and you can come and not be not be in the running for the coaching session if you do not want to be on camera. It's no big deal. Well, you be where you are, and that's quite all right. And because when you watch somebody else be coached, you get so much from that too, because it's like um, it goes within you and changes you at the same time. It's powerful stuff. And I'm saying all that to let you know that if you're not part of Make Lasting Change, you do not get to be in the running to get this free coaching session. And she is close. It's like $150 is typically, I think that's the price. I can't remember exactly that it cost. And so you get that complimentary from her because you're part of the group. And so if you want to be there and be in the running to win this coaching session, you have to join the group today. So you go to vickiepoole.com. That's vickiepoole.com, and you answer the questions because you will be prompted to answer questions. And one of the things, it's a hard, fast rule that if you do not answer the questions, you are not entered in the group. And sometimes I know things get, people get kind of distracted or something happens and they accidentally click out or something and they don't get the questions answered. So I usually reach out with a message and say, please go in and answer those questions and then I'll get you in the group. So I give a couple of days from there. And then if they don't come in and answer those questions, they're just deleted. Because to me, there's a level of commitment that I want from every person that comes into this group. I want a level of commitment of being there for everyone else, for communicating and supporting and contributing. And there's not a lot of ways that I can assess that from someone I don't know, right? So this is the one thing that I can see that gives me an indicator. If they're not willing to answer the questions, they're not going to be a good fit for the group. So I say all that to tell you, if you want to be in the group, we would love to have you. But this is one of the things that you have to do. Because I like to say that we're a group of amazing people that support each other. And it's almost like we're collectively sitting around the campfire out in my backyard and we're singing Kumbaya. We're just supporting each other and loving the experience. And that's what that group is for me. And that's what I hope it is for every single person that's in the group. All right. So let's see. Let's go back and I want to show the affirmation again. I let go of old behaviors that no longer serve me with ease. And remember, it's like having on a pair of shoes that are a little bit too tight, but they look amazing. Get rid of the damn things, right? And it's the same with your old behaviors that might be easy to do because you're so used to it, but it doesn't serve you anymore. Let them go. Get rid of it, right? And then the journal prompt. Make a list of these behaviors that no longer serve you and what new behaviors can you adopt in their place. All right. So I hope this has been beneficial. And like always, if you need help with any of the things that to make this a reality for you, then just definitely reach out to me and let's have a conversation. The conversation is free, and I will be able to give you at least one thing when you walk away that has benefited you. Whether we choose to work together or not, doesn't matter. Just reach out. All right. So thank you again, Raina, for being here this morning. And everyone that watches the replay, make sure you put hashtag replay and let me know that you were here. And make sure you're also going into the group and doing your hashtag peachy vibes. You are talking about your self-care and what really, really helps you to feel good in the day. And you can use these affirmations and journal prompts as your self-care. But self-care can be so many different things. And like I had a conversation with Stacy yesterday where she said she had stopped doing her self-care post because she felt like hers was just the same stuff all over again. And it wasn't unique or it wasn't different. Was it really self-care anymore? And it was her bath that she loves. And like when she gets stressed, she goes and takes a bath. It just relaxes her. And I said, oh my gosh, that is still self-care. That is amazing because it's just like I say, when we have a habit that we begin doing, after a while, it becomes just part of us, and we don't think of it as anything big anymore. In the beginning, it was really big. And so I want you to recognize that anything that you do that helps you in your body and in your life, that is a form of self-care. And so doing my podcast, recording my podcast and putting things out, that is part of my self-care. And yesterday I did yoga. And today I plan on doing some yoga later. Hell, stretching my feet and getting rid of those damn shoes. That's a form of self-care, right? All right. So you have an amazingly blessed day. I'm so grateful that you're here in the group and supporting one another. And then I'm thankful for all of you who are watching this, streaming out to other places, and not only watching, but hopefully getting some kind of information and ideas of how to better your life. And remember, you're welcome to join the group Make Lasting Change. I would love to have you there as well. So be blessed. Love you guys. Mwah.